running's actually much more comfortable for me than walking.
Oh, really?
Walking's become quite uncomfortable.
Okay.
You know, just as we were discussing earlier, you know, that simple rocking action through the ankles.
Yeah.
And the tape just holding the foot there. Like for me to go through that rocker there is sensitive.
Yeah. I get you.
Yeah, interesting. So, joined by Kori. How you doing? You all right, brother?
Better than you, probably. So, yeah, all good, mate.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
All good.
So you ran across the UK, right? What was the starting point? What was the end?
Yeah, I went.
Where were you at?
West to east.
Okay.
So I went across the country from like the widest points. But the reason I did it is because I grew up in Devon. I live in London, and I wanted to have a bit of a journey. So I called it the journey through. Basically like the journey of my life, right, to where I've come from, where I am now.
Nice.
So yeah, it was about 800k, just under in the end.
Yeah.
We managed to find a more efficient route, but yeah, 80k's a day, so nowhere near as much as you've got to go on this. But I did climb Everest in elevation, so it was.
I think anything. Do you know? I actually feel anything above 60 is a achievement, right?
Yeah, it was
It
tough.
kind of hits you at about 60.
Yeah,
you feel that?
I said that. I thought 80 would be quite nice as a number, round number, 2 marathons. Also to sell it to people, right? It's 2 marathons a day.
Yeah.
I thought after the first day, I could have finished at 60 here and added a couple days on, and it would have just been a lot smoother.
Yeah, more of that. Yes.
Yeah. But 80 a day, right? When you add the elevation in and you slow down 4 or 5 days in with injuries, that's your whole day, really. If you're not going fast.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like finishing late, going bed, getting up early, going again, and it was it was a process. Yeah, it was tough. But yeah, back running. Couple weeks after.
Yeah.
So not too bad.
And we've just been unpacking it. We just did 5k, right? So
yeah,
we're going to carry on. But within that, I've had endurance events where I have a big drop off early. You haven't really had that. That's been been quite smooth for you.
Yeah, mentally. I think I've been questioning a lot. I feel like I've like unlocked a new level of like consciousness around everything.
Yeah.
Maybe I did answer some questions that I was trying to answer.
Okay.
In a way that I didn't think I would. But yeah, I think usually like I get a bit of a low and feel a bit lost. I've kind of not had that this time. I'm almost like I'm lost because I don't know which direction I want to go, but I feel like I have options.
Yeah, it's also a little bit of time to integrate, right?
Yeah.
It still takes a bit of time, yeah?
Yeah, I'm still working stuff out, definitely.
So it's like working this out, this project start line. It's moved in different directions, you know, and I have 3 important causes here, really. One, I'm a 50-year-old dude now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a 50-year-old man, father, husband.
Not a spring chicken.
Not a spring chicken, right? but again, that's like, what is that?
Yeah.
And what is our template to look at and think, well, what are 50-year-old dudes actually doing?
Yeah, compared to most of 50, mate.
And what are our templates? And you know, what if we don't challenge that? And I was speaking earlier to a couple of guys we were running with, and we were unpacking the comfort and convenience. And in the acceleration of this comfort and convenience, where it's actually going, and yet we have a survival mechanism that's always weighing up. Am I going to burn too much fuel, or am I going to get injured?
Yep.
So as things get more comfortable, that level changes again, our threshold or our understanding of that comfort.
Yeah.
So even to the point of standing up can then become physically challenging for some. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So unless we do actually lean in and go, right, okay, this is what we can be doing right now.
Yeah.
And even if we might make a mess of it, like who's to know where this is going to go, you know? But it's knowing that we can start again. We don't have to just go, right, okay, that's it. I'm not getting out of the chair now. I'm done.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's never too late.
It's never too late. And you can always start again. You'll never finish. You can always start again. Project start line. There we go.
Yeah.
So one I want to really speak to is the #1 cause of death for men under the age of 50, being suicide. You've got your pod coming, haven't you? Which is around the finish line, right?
Yeah. So the run across the UK was for men's mental health as well. But yeah, the podcast is called Redefining the Finish Line. So it's almost like the question that we've just been talking about after doing these things. It's like, did you get the fulfillment you wanted out of getting to wherever you thought was the finish line, or was that actually the finish line? Or yeah, and obviously that changes. And
or have we shunted the edge of what that is now?
exactly, and it's like, it's just asking them questions that a lot of people don't talk about sometimes, like especially on podcasts. It's a bit of a like highlight reel, in a way, like a story of how you got to wherever you are. But it's like, okay, but what was the cost, the real cost? Like, what did you actually find? Like, almost like, you know, in my head as well, because I've thought about it a lot, is, you know, The Alchemist, the book? Yeah, so it's a little bit like that in my head, like where I've gone through life and thought I wanted this treasure, which for me at a time was like, I went onto reality TV, money, fame, that kind of shiny life, and I got there and I was an addict, unhappy, and it's like, what is happiness, and what is the end goal in redefining it? So yeah, I think the podcast has come at a good time. I've learned a lot, and I want to unpack other people. You're going to come on, aren't you? So
yeah, I am.
After this.
Yeah, The Alchemist, it reminds me also about the story like out of the Arabian Nights, you know, and you got the guy from Baghdad walking to Cairo, goes on a pilgrimage, has this dream, and in the dream you're going to find gold, your wealth, when you get to Cairo. So he goes on this massive pilgrimage.
Yeah, that's the book, right?
Yeah. Only to find the policeman saying, when he arrives, someone's house is getting burgled, right?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So it's, and the policeman then speaks to, well, I had this dream. Don't follow your dreams. I had this dream. I had this dream about this house on the corner, and I found treasure in the garden. And the guy's like, yeah, that's my house. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And then it gives this opportunity to zoom out, doesn't it? Like, this event moved date, and with the move of the date, other things started to unravel that we didn't have in place previously.
Okay.
But when you're in that moment when suddenly the date shifts, suddenly, oh my God, the survival brain kicks in.
Yeah.
And instead of like, I'm now on like focusing so in on the detail that once I can come up for air and zoom out, I can see that little square there is part of this most beautiful mosaic.
Yeah.
But when I'm really in that hyper focus.
Well, everything is, right? It's like accepting everything. It just is. It's like the story about the Chinese proverb about the horse, the farmer and the horse.
Yeah.
And he's like, wild horses come. He's like, oh, that's good, you've got wild horses. He's like, oh, this is. Son falls off on the wild horses, breaks his leg. Yeah. He's like, oh, that's bad, right? And then the next day, the army come, try to take all the kids, and he can't go because he's got a broken leg.
Yeah.
So it just is, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Well, this is a big this project start line. So, you know, with this number one cause of death for men under the age of 50, for me it felt, you know, personally, having influences that are of a certain age, that have almost like made it to this, what is this 50? What is this midlife? That could perhaps then share some words with an audience. And then that started to expand again, the more as the events started to roll by. And it's like, well, why am I only having people in their 50s coming to the track to speak to that? You know, how's that going to be relatable for everyone?
Right, yeah.
And it's really just to share some words that could land in someone's ear that might be struggling today. Like, and I've been speaking to it from the track, like there's moments within this where you're going through ultras. I kind of think of very much like life.
Yeah.
There's moments in there where you might not want to get out of bed. You might not want to make that next step, but you're definitely not finished. And the moment you make the step, it's just we can go and one step, one breath.
And the only way is through, right?
And the only way is through.
And it's going to be hard regardless, because even if you quit in life and you take yourself out of that situation, then you're going to sit there, not go anywhere, guilt, things will get worse, it's going to get harder. So that's why and that's why I share my story as well, because obviously I'm 29 now. I went sober 3 years ago, which isn't that common. I mean, it's getting more common in people around the age of 25, right? But at the time it wasn't. And I want to show people that are in their like early 20s, that are in this situation with drinking, drugs and partying and feeling a bit lost, thinking it's normal and okay because everyone around them is, seeing someone else come out of it and then go and do these things. Maybe like it's a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, right? It's like, this isn't the end. Like, you don't have to be like this. You could try find other stuff in seeking. So that's the whole point of why I even started. So
It's so good to hear, because you know, I kind of, when I was around about your age, we had like a big radio station, right? So it'd be like, you'd have Chris Evans, you'd have a Chris Moyles, and all those guys are really at it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was like a culture at that time, you know, because it was like the boom of Oasis and people like that, right?
Yep.
And so that was
well,
what
even
was,
he's running now.
Yeah, no, so that was in everyone's ears, right?
Yeah.
So the talk of, oh, I haven't been to bed yet, I've been up all night, I've been doing this. And suddenly that was getting normalised. Whereas now, there's a shift in that. Like I was with Chris just the other day, and it's so good to see that, you know, he's gone down this path now, sobriety, and these other things are kicking in, and now he can speak to that.
Yeah.
And that then that's now landing in people's ears.
Yeah.
Which is this again, it's like, what can land in someone's ear that can prevent them from calling it finish line?
Yeah.
That they can then perhaps see that there is an opportunity to start again.
Yeah, redefining it as well.
Redefining it.
Or even like some people think they're kind of going to reach this, like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to find happiness and fulfillment and it's going to be finished. Like, but it never is, right? It's always a process, and there is no end kind of place. It's about the journey to get there. And yeah,
always. So key word. What do you think? What do you think that? What would you say that if you had a really dark time, or think back to what your darkest time might have been, right?
Yeah.
And you had someone there at that moment. That's now you. That you can share something with you in that moment. What could you have done with hearing at that time?
Just one word, or
what? No, or. You know, I'm sure for Jamie who's walking backwards right now, he could do with a word, but we're going to go for. No, let's go for a paragraph, or a couple of pages even.
I think I'd be a little bit hard on myself, but give myself a little bit of grace.
Yeah.
But I think trying is like the bare minimum. And a lot of people say like, oh, at least you try. Like, I think trying is the bare minimum, and it should be that, and you have to try. If you want to like make a change, like there has to be some action and some change that happens to make the change, because nothing changes if nothing changes. So it's start doing, take action. That's the advice.
Yeah, for me, I feel like it's like pin something in there and then take action. And
the biggest thing for me for going sober was I used to gym, and I'd look after myself in the way I looked. And from the outside, you think I was probably quite healthy, but I very, very much wasn't. And the actual thing that helped me to make the decision was holding myself accountable, because when I started running and I wanted to do a race and I had to train on a Sunday morning 20 Ks for a marathon, I couldn't get away with not sleeping, because you can breeze through a gym session on a couple hours sleep, but like, you know, from this, with 1 hour sleep, like it doesn't go well. It's even for like a half marathon. So I think that was the biggest thing. I set a goal, which was to run London Marathon, and then I started training. And then when I was going sober, I had that leverage to myself. Like I couldn't go out on Saturday night with my mates or stay up past midnight, and I couldn't drink, because I knew I'd be on my ass the next day, and I couldn't train, and I couldn't go and do this goal.
Yeah.
That was like the leverage.
So it gave you the purpose.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that wasn't enough purpose to keep that going, but I found a bigger purpose from that.
That became the start.
Yeah, that was the start.
Pin it in, there's the marathon.
Yeah.
Here's the start, there's a purpose, and then we can shunt the edge again.
Yeah, you can build
what that
from
looks
that.
like.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Nice one.
Thank you, buddy.
Get running.